Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Gaming Library. I'm your librarian, Bruno Fightmaster, and we're back with more Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and back with the lovely Cherry Scary.
Hey!
So,
You did it. Or I did it.
yes, not we, you.
I unlocked. The truth is out there. I got the trophy. I can go to Roswell.
Indeed, we have finally unlocked the last stage and the last competition. Do you think you have the skills to pull it off?
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
So, off camera, Cherry did a bit of practicing, did some grinding, and was able to get a couple of high score trophies so we could unlock Roswell. So yeah, we have one final competition to do. You know the rules. 3 heats, best 2. Let's make it hot.
Ooh.
The truth is out there. The government's hiding aliens from us.
Very interesting rails. Like, I know it's very much like part of the park design kind of thing here, but
I kind of like it. There's a lot of motion that can happen. Nice save.
totally intentional. Oh!
Ah, almost saved that.
I have never actually successfully landed that coming in. Ooh, it's a tough crowd here. Tough crowd.
I mean, as far as, like, fails or anything we're concerned, that is the best run I have ever seen you do in a competition.
I mean, I'll take it.
Nice.
I'll take that.
85, that was great.
Okay, okay. It's a start.
Man, this is going to be a short episode if you won and done this.
I don't know if I'm gonna pull that quite off, but we'll see.
Also, the government's totally hiding UFOs from us, too. I saw it back there.
Well, let's go check that out.
UFOs.
Hey,
And stat point. Okay, so not quite one and done.
Nah.
But
I think you jinxed me.
I think I may have.
You might have jinxed me.
It was all part of my plan to make this video go on a little longer than just the, like, 10 minutes that
Alright,
it
we're
would have been
done. Thanks.
otherwise. Almost. They're dissecting an alien back there.
Is that what they're doing? I wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention. A little more focus on landing some sick tricks over here.
I know. You got more pressing things to worry about winning the competition.
Oh, why would I try to do 2 900s at once? On what planet was that a good idea?
Well, see, you're in Roswell. You're trying to go out of this world. That, I think, was the worst joke I have made this entire series.
You banned. You can't do this anymore.
And see, I thought last episode this would be the last time you'd ever see your humble librarian Bruno Fightmaster again, but apparently not. Man, real tough crowd.
That one judge really doesn't like me.
Demands perfection. I do think out of all the competition areas, though, like...
This was the most friendly to my style, I think.
Yeah, but also I think it's, like, the most diverse. Like, the first competition with the skate park, I mean, that's cool and all, but... I just never really, like, I never really clicked with it. And then the organ one is just kind of out there, even more so than, you know, haha alien joke with Roswell, but there you
Hey!
go, nice save. That's how we do. Okay, yeah.
Judge number 4 really just does not like me. Ah!
Went the wrong way with it. Oh, there you go. That's the
I
way
was
to...
like, I'm not risking this one again.
Yeah, right. Also, man, they just nailed you on points after the first time you did it.
Yeah, I know.
Going from 10,000 all the way down to 8. Yeesh. If it makes you feel any better, I think you have hit as many 900s as you've failed so far.
That kind of helps, yeah.
Yeah, well, like compared to the first competition where you
could barely land it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you've done this for so long now that you're starting to get the evolution that I've watched with this has been just great. Mm-hmm. Being able to see going from just, you know, getting started even in tutorial land.
Yeah.
And then, you know, seeing you here now just busting out 30,000 combo tricks like it's nothing.
Yeah. I'm still working on chaining things together. Like, I know I kind of have to do that in order to get, like, I had to do that to get some of the high scores. Like, I was just really spending a lot of time trying to, like, land tricks in succession and be able to, you know, chain together things like manuals. Learning that has definitely been a challenge and not always, like, the easiest for me to do.
Yeah. And yet now, I mean, you're nailing reverts and the manuals like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not perfect, but... Can I ride on the mothership?
I can ride on the mothership.
If I break you out of prison, do we get to go on a joyride on a spaceship? Ah. Close. Step hole. Ah. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It'd be nice to have one of these runs where it's like, okay, I'm not sitting here being like, alright, well, that's the throwaway run.
Yeah.
Definitely have had a couple of those.
It happens. It's bad for the 900. Like, I almost think that needs to be the trick, and then you just wait for a revert into something else because of how long that one takes.
I mean, you cannot combo that in one flight.
Not easily.
No.
And I don't think anywhere in Tony Hawk would want.
Ouch. Well, that didn't go well.
Yeah, not great.
Let's try. Let's just keep going.
We got all the time in the world. Sort of.
I got 2 minutes.
There you go. That's a good one. But I find it funny because it's like, yes, you probably have failed as many as you've hit. You're also doing the hardest special of this game.
I picked that trick, I was just like, oh, this sounds fun. It's an air trick, you know.
Yeah.
That seems like the thing that I had kind of decided was going to be one of my specialties, and like,
And I mean, who doesn't want to do the Birdman's trick himself, the 900?
All right.
There we
Good
go.
Start.
That's a very good start. That's in second. That is a great start.
I'll take that.
But yeah, I mean, like, Tony Hawk I'm pretty sure was the first one to do the 900. And, like, that is his trick, pretty much, going forward at this point. Ooh, that was lucky.
I'm not arguing with it.
The skateboard giveth, the skateboard taketh. But then again, having said that, I mean, even with, I think, your air stat being one of your highest stats, you're barely getting it off in time before it... Oh, there you go. That was nice. You're barely getting it off before you hit the ramp again.
Yeah.
So you do have to be kind of careful. Ah.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, no, that was still good.
Okay. I might just do this.
Oh, I mean, we know you were going to do it. That's not an issue.
It was just a question of how long.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we're going in here the other way.
Weird screaming. Oh. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, we have another 80. Oh,
it was enough!
Yeah. You got
I will
that
take it!
medal.
I did it.
Nice. Alright, so yeah.
Let's plug in these last couple points here.
Might I suggest spin?
Yeah,
So that way you know you might be able to complete the 900 faster.
You know, that just might make sense. So, seeing that, you know, I've gotten through all the levels, I've gotten a good chunk of, I've gotten a good chunk of the rewards.
You've gotten most things. Like, the only things you haven't gotten are, like, the big 6 scores of that.
Yeah. But I think we need to take it back to basics.
Gonna try to see if you can't grab that 6 score for this one?
Well, let's just go back to where we started.
Sure.
And see how far we've come, because it's definitely been interesting. Like, I came into this game never having played a Tony Hawk game before, as far as I'm aware. It's just kind of like, okay, what's the big deal of these games? What would I enjoy?
Yeah. And why is everybody so incredibly, like...
Why is everyone excited about this coming out? Like,
Yeah.
what made these games so special? And I think that's the one thing is, like, there are these games that have, like, really big followings. And, Tony Hawk is kind of a classic to our generation in the ways that it's, like, for a lot of people, like, the music was something very new to them. And what the heck did I just do there?
There's a rail all the way up there. And since you just kind of hit it a little strangely.
Anyway,
But...
that's what I get for trying to talk and skate at the same time.
But no, I agree with you. I mean, like I said kind of at the start of this is a game that I grew up with. Well, the second game, I'll admit. But, like, I had so many fond memories of growing up of, and this is going to age me a little bit, being able to go to Blockbuster
Ooh.
and rent these games. Though I did realize that because I didn't have a PlayStation originally, I was always playing, like, the 64 versions.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have, like, with all, like, the music in that, they had, like, shorter cuts.
Oh.
So, like, I was getting, like, the tracks in this are maybe, like, somewhere between, actually with this version, they're probably, like, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, we'll say, something like that. Actually, probably longer, because they might be the full versions, because they keep going through after a full run. Regardless, the 64, maybe a minute and a half. So, like, every run you would get a different song. So I was hearing just bare snippets of this song in comparison to getting like the full version of the Pat Reminisce.
Interesting.
But yeah, like I love being able to just really just kind of mess around. Yeah, back then I was younger, so I'd use like the cheats for like, back then they were cheats as far as like perfect balance and perfect manuals and stuff like that. And just
didn't they also have things like big head mode and
yeah, and they also had like all the like fancy special characters from like other games. Like I remember, I think it was 3 was the one that I played the most of, and I would always have to go pick Darth Maul because I was that kid, and I thought that Episode 1 was just the coolest at the time because of Darth Maul.
Sure.
But him and his like, he had like a sweet hover skateboard, and you got to like he had special moves that like his lightsaber would whirl around him as he was grinding. It was just cool. And all the like other kind of side characters that they put into the older versions of this game as well, like a lot of superheroes, Spider-Man, Iron Man, yeah, those are the ones I can remember offhand. I'm sure there were other ones, but yeah, that was me growing up.
Yeah.
Was these games,
and I think like having this come out in a remastered version where, you know, these are games that were classics to a bunch of people, but for me, it's like a lot of these games that people are like, oh, they were a classic, like, you know, they were a huge part of my childhood. I go and play them, and because I am so used to like modern gaming conveniences, a lot of the charm kind of wears off because I'm not used to some of the more like, oh, well, that's just how games work at that time.
Yeah, you weren't used to the Tony Hawk jank.
Yeah. And which is fine, but it makes, you know, being able to appreciate what these games were for people a little harder because I don't have the, you know, I didn't grow up with them. I don't have the like, oh yeah, no, this is just like a normal expectation of how X, Y, or Z works.
Right.
So it was kind of nice to be able to experience this in a way where it's like, okay, I can see why people love these games and why they were so charming, and charming's maybe not the right word, but like what made them kind of unique and fun. And we were actually talking the other day as we were kind of browsing around our local game resale shop, like, oh, I remember playing SSX as a kid, and I was like, oh, I'd like to go back and revisit that, because now that I know like the Tony Hawk style, how much of that translates to a snowboarding game, because I know there's a lot of skateboarders who cross over into snowboarding and, you know, vice versa. Like, I feel like there's probably some decent carryover in regards to how you have to carry your balance, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if there was some crossover in those games between, you know, what you need to do to be successful in one to work in the other, you know?
Right, 100%. I mean, it's not going to be quite as, like, I don't think it's going to be quite as precise as this, and I think that's only because in this one, like, you have to take, I think snowboarding can be, a little more forgiving because it is just, like, a flat surface, so you don't have to think quite as much, like...
Oh, they have rails and...
I understand that, but, like, I don't know, maybe the... And maybe it's just me, like, maybe the snowboarding games maybe make it a little easier to kind of orient yourself, or they kind of help you reorient as it is. Because I think what I mean by it is, because, like, with Tony Hawk, for instance, you go up a ramp, the camera changes with you, so you're now seeing, okay, here's a different perspective as you're coming back down.
Yeah.
So because that perspective is always changing, like, it might not be the easiest to kind of reorient yourself, because especially at the beginning, you would go down ramps face first. Like, with your character's physical body going straight.
Yes.
Which would make sense. But when you're in the view as far as, like, off of a ramp, you don't want your character to be, like, straight on. You want the board to be straight on. And I think with snowboarding, because you're always going down.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going, like, you don't have a lot of ups and downs. Like, sure, there are half pipes in snowboarding games. I'm not saying they're not. But I almost think that a lot of the snowboarding games, like SSX or something like that, are more, like, kind of racing, as it were. Like, get to the bottom of the hill faster than anyone else. The orientation might be such, like, the camera doesn't shift quite as much. That kind of throws that off, if that makes sense.
No, that does. So close.
Yeah, you're getting real close to that 6 score.
I would like to do it, but yeah, no, it's been fun learning this game. I think it's definitely been. I've never been one who's big on like mastery of games, and I know I've seen like the theory out there that there's like different types of gamers. It's like, okay, are you in it for mastery? Are you in it for a cool story? And I tend to be like a story gamer. Like, I want a fun story to like follow along. I like exploring areas and like discovering secrets and things like that. I am definitely the RPG gamer, where it's like, give me an interesting story and some fun characters to follow around, and let me like wander around the space and get a feel for a place kind of person. So this is very much like an out of my element kind of game that it's like, okay, it's not my usual thing. So it was kind of nice to push my boundaries and like try something new that I wouldn't normally have tried. So it's definitely fun doing that here, kind of discovering like what works and what doesn't, and you know, hey, I can learn a game. Am I going to be, you know, turning into the next big, you know, sports gamer? Probably not. I don't think I'm going to be like, I don't think I'm going to run through this game and try to unlock every high score or anything like that. I've done a few, and I feel like I've gotten, you know, a certain amount of accomplishments, and I'm really happy with that, but it's definitely, I'd like to nail a special, please.
Maybe. Yeah, for the actual like numbered Tony Hawk games, you're definitely not really going to find a story with it.
No.
I mean, we've already had our lore dump on a couple of previous episodes when we were checking out Downhill Jam, but there are some of them out there that have at least a little bit of story to it.
But you found Downhill Jam this weekend.
I did indeed, and gave it a good old try. That was an experience.
I can imagine going from like this remake to that had to be a little bit of a wild.
Oh, it was yeah, it was definitely a thing. I mean, character models aside, because of course back then, that's in the like PS2 era where they didn't really age the characters that much. Like, they still kept them in their prime. So Tony Hawk is very young and very spry. But then also like the very caricature type of other characters that you could play as. But then also Downhill Jam, it plays a lot more like the game Road Rash, which I know that means nothing to you offhand, but that is it's a racing game, point A to point B, motorcycle racing game. But everyone has like, think of it like a hardcore biker racing game. So everyone has chains and lead pipes and brass knuckles. And as they're going along racing, they're beating the snot out of each other. And Tony Hawk Downhill Jam kind of has that in a weird way. No, Tony isn't, you know, hitting someone with a pipe, but there is a specific attack button. And you can, like, as you're going down, you kick and punch pedestrians. And that gets you bonuses. That gets you bonuses to then get like a speed boost, essentially. So it was wild playing that game for the little bit I did just to make sure that it worked. I'll probably go back at some point and do like an actual serious full play, but man, that was an experience. I would be interested to see you go back to SSX, because I know you said that was what you played more of when you were younger.
It is what I played more of, but again, that's also me playing at a friend's house. Very minimally.
Right, but you have experience of this.
Yes.
So it's not quite as going from... like,
There it goes.
yeah, there we go. It's not quite going from 0 to
Yeah.
endgame.
Okay. Oh, come on. No! I was so close!
I didn't want to say anything because I knew you were getting close
I
there.
didn't want to jinx it. I knew how close I was.
Ah,
I literally
man.
just needed to land one trick.
Yeah, you were like,
Just one trick. And
I
I think I knew I was so close, which is why I started choking there at the end.
yeah. Ah,
We can do this. We can do this.
Yeah, you
Like,
can.
This is like the determination mode. Like, I'm just trying not to tilt myself.
yeah. Got all the time in the world. Nice.
Ah,
That
rude.
stupid rail.
Rude.
Nice and easy. Got plenty of time. There it is.
Woo! I did it! That's all I needed. I have officially fully completed one park, so that's cool. I think I definitely thought when we first started this game that was not gonna happen. Like, I was like, oh, I'll be happy if I get like the small goals there. Like, no big deal. So
Now complete
done. Got it.
the entire warehouse. Congratulations. You have completed Tony Hawk 1.
Yay!
It's now immediately into 2, right?
I know my hands need a break right now, but yeah, I think I'll probably continue to pop into Tony Hawk every once in a while, but I think this is probably the end of the line for the recorded version, so
Unless everyone on the internet would like to see
Unless you want
some
more of me making you fool myself on a skateboard. So.
Hey, if you guys want more crash skating, let us know in the comments below on this video. Cherry, congratulations for completing your first Tony Hawk game. Was it everything you ever hoped and dreamed?
It was more than I hoped and dreamed. Like I said, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I'm glad I played this. So.
Oh, fantastic. That's what I like to hear. I know I definitely love this game, and I'm glad I was able to share it with you as well.
Yeah, it was good times, good times. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for joining us once again. This is the end of the Tony Hawk play, at least at the moment. But definitely let us know if you would like to see more. As always, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about it, do all the YouTube algorithmic things so we can keep making more of this for you. But until then, for Cherry, this is your librarian Bruno Fightmaster, checking out.
Gonna go skate.